Hello and good morning to the YouTube crowd. Let's give a second for everyone to show up. Hey, Banana Bell, good to see you. How's life? By the way, Banana Bell, there's no rush in life. I wanted to say that really quickly. There's no rush in life. Destiny, good to see you. Marina, great to see you. Prince Priestess, oh, good morning, King. Prince Priestess, how are you doing? Deja, great to see you. And a banana for one. Oh, I love you guys. How are you doing? It's good to see everybody. Good morning, Shirley. Good morning. Man, I'm so blessed. There's so many really cool people here. Tricky Nikki, good morning. I know I've talked to some of you over the phone. Some of you I've only interacted here, but I can just tell you're good people. So I just wanted to say I appreciate you beautiful people so much. How have I been lately? I've been doing better this week. I've been doing better than last week. Yeah, it's been interesting energies lately, but I think I'm doing better. Definitely a ramp up. I definitely feel like the world's shifting. I don't think it's as bad as it seems, though. You seem well today. Hope that's true. I feel a lot better than I have been. This week's energy has definitely been better. Yeah. Last week was weird. This week, I had some moments, but overall, doing so much better than last Sunday. So, Alina Stacy, good to see you. Oh, hey, Lacey. How's it going, Lacey? Good to see you. Last week I didn't feel well either. Yeah, it must have been something either collective or something going on. I keep getting like there's a lot of shift after the Lionsgate. And so I really feel like that was part of it. How was your morning? Alina Stacy? My morning's good. I just got up and so I guess there hasn't been like that much morning yet, but so far so good. I'm feeling pretty good. How's your morning, Alina Stacy? How's everyone else's morning too? Hi, Sylvan Sun. How's it going? It's me not feeling great last few days. I'm sorry, Marina. I'm sorry to hear that. Healing Journey Candles, your book is amazing. Thank you, Healing Journey Candles. That's I'm grateful you liked it. Excuse me. Scared for the next blue moon. Oh yeah, it's a full moon today. We literally just spoke to like 5 minutes ago. Yeah. Rolled out of bed and here we are alive. Destiny Diary, your book is so good. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, I'm glad you're having a good morning. I'm glad. Good, you woke in a good mood. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's today, right? Or is that in 2 days? No, I can't check the date. Okay, are we back? Okay, we're back. Always looking forward to your Sunday lives. Oh, that means a lot. R.L. Rice, that means a lot. Park Lady Katie, hey, how are you doing? I'll be hiding from everyone. Hey, Amanda Nicole, how's it going? Deja, take as much time and space for yourself as you need. I think you'll be okay. I think at some point here in the near future, I don't know how near, you'll like full moons because I think you'll just kind of feel a good energy with them, like kind of electric. Morning, Too Cool Party Ghoul, good to see you. Make a Wish 444. Hey, good morning. How are you guys doing? Okay, man. Oh, I love you guys. Okay, let's see. Let's jump into the Q&A. Lizzie Bakersfield. Should I stay at Jamrock next year? Yes. I would definitely follow your gut and see how that evolves, but I am getting yes. Spotty Pendulum's going yes. If that helps to answer that. Hope you're well. Jesse Lovato. Should I have kids one day? Too scared to. The message I get is only if you really feel like you want to, and I know you might want a more cut and dry answer. I wouldn't force yourself to, especially if you don't feel comfortable or ready. If you're worried about being a good mom, you would be a good mom. Well, thanks for the rose, Esme. You would be a good mom, Jesse Lovato, if you did it. I want to say that. That's what I'm getting. Is there anything else? So don't be scared. So it doesn't really always help to hear don't be scared, but they're saying don't be scared. But they do want to say make sure it's a logical choice, like with the finances, with everything else. I don't really feel like you would mess your kids up if you had them. Would that be, would you like your life more if you had kids? Would you like your life more if you didn't have kids? Overall, would you feel more fulfilled if you had kids this lifetime instead of not? Would you feel more fulfilled this lifetime if you didn't have kids instead of having kids? Overall, like when I'm asking the questions around that question, it seems like not having kids might be the better way to go. But if you find yourself really wanting them, like let that change and evolve. If you go a year in the future and you're like, no, I want kids, follow your gut there. I feel like you'll have them if you're supposed to. Hope that helps, Jesse. Was the red balloon a sign? Yes, I heard one of many when I read that, if that helps Selena Stacy. So yes, one of many. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're rocking it out in the world. Asmi Salazar, is there anything I need to know from Spirit? They want me to pull some tarot cards, so give me 1 second. I have my decks, but they're not prepared. They are in boxes and things. Whoop. So let me pull these boys out. Da-da-da. You know, I'm really curious about what some of you guys have found. Because I'll say what I get, but I'm very curious because I haven't heard this before until I started doing this. Esme, I'll get to you in just a second. But I have encountered some people who will talk about tarot cards being less high vibe than oracle cards. And what do they want to say about it? I always get no. I find that interesting. I do think it does have to do with the reader and maybe their approach. And I think it's definitely like if you really feel more drawn to oracle cards and that feels very true to you, what I just said, that those are better, like trust yourself. But I haven't found that to be the case. And I've also found like I would also pay attention to what you're putting on things sometimes too, is what I want to say sometimes, but I don't know if that's, I know everyone has a little bit of a different take on it, so I'd never want to like force people to use tarot cards or not use tarot cards, but that's what I get. I think you can always just intend that it's a high vibrational reading anyways, or like, source, please boost these cards to the highest and best vibration that they can be at without limitation, thank you. Anyways, there are different layers to all the cards. Yeah, I don't know, I think it's just a tool. A lot of the takes I've heard that I like are it's a tool to access intuition, but I'm always very curious about that. Anyways, so Esme, anything you need to know from Spirit? So the first card out was the Hermit, and the message I get is don't be a loner. You're definitely not someone who's meant to be alone forever. The message I hear from my guides is take time to be with yourself, but don't overdo it. I do get the message like meant for more. If you find or feel like you're meant for bigger things, I would trust your gut. And even if it doesn't seem like it's playing out that way right now, it doesn't mean in like a couple years or in the future it won't play out that way. So definitely go with your gut on that one. They do want to encourage you to follow your passions. The Queen of Wands popped out here. And wands are typically fiery and passionate. Oh, and there's a black cat that's catching my eye. They're pointing my eye to the black cat. And there's also sunflowers on this card as well. So give me 1 second. And the sunflowers really adds to the fire. The message I get with the black cat is good luck. And maybe the cat isn't black on a tarot deck that's not the black and gold tarot. But on this deck it's black, so I'm going with that. You have good luck coming. And with the sunflower, typically that is definitely a sign of like the sun for me. And they did start singing the Here Comes the Sun song. But that is in the future. I think this is Journey to the Sun that you're on right now. I do also feel like you're going to be meeting people that catapult you forward. Okay, we're going to pull a couple more cards and then we'll see what's next here. Sorry, I'm getting all my decks out. Okay, so the Ten of Swords popped out in the deck, and I was like, what's up with this Ten of Swords? But I was just trying to like clean some like stuff off the card, but I think it's actually a scratch, and I flipped it, and the card flipped and like landed upside down on the floor. I get the words like overcoming peril, which might be a bit more intense than the actual situation, Esme, by the way. But let's see. I do kind of get the words starting over. And I also get the word successes in the future. There was the moon card right behind it, so what's up with that? I do want to say clarity is coming in for you. And there is fated action coming in, like fated things coming in for you, but it's not yet. So I think a lot of this is like, if you feel like you've been overcoming any loss, you will. I think you're kind of on the journey to the sun. And you're getting forward movement as well, like, or fast action there with the Eight of Wands. But I wanted to pull an a Mother Mary Oracle card deck. So Our Lady of the Whispering Heart. I weirdly enough with this card, I get Follow Your Guts. And by the way, should I do the mirror so you guys can see the cards? Oh wait. Can you read the? Yes, you can read the card now. It's weird for me, but it's good for you. Our Lady of the Whispering Heart. I really get Follow Your Gut with this card, interestingly enough. And I think that's the heart is definitely a center of intuition, so that's part of it. They keep pointing my eyes to these roses, and they're saying you will have love. I'm not sure if you're seeing anyone right now, but if you've been worried about that, you will have love. I do see an increase in heart energy as well, something they're mentioning. So I would also, one thing they're saying, like, bear with yourself while you're growing, because you are on a bit of a journey, and you will reach your destination. But Our Lady of Becoming, I feel like that very much kind of describes what we're talking about as well. Oh, who's saying AO? It's Mara Strepa. I saw the AO, I'm like, that's gotta be Mara Strepa. How are you doing, Mara? So I hope that helps, Esme. You're moving in the right direction. I do get Empress for the outcome, because they were saying Empress outcome when I opened the deck to this card. So I hope that helps, Esme, and makes any sense. Any messages for you that are more specific here? Definitely go big is one of the messages I'm getting. I hope that helps, and let me know if you have any specific questions. Charlotte, will it combo with S go well for me today? I keep hearing better than she thinks. Let's see, anything else? At least decent is what I'd say. I hope that helps. Okay. So I'm scrolling through Q&A. Noel's Flowers. Why am I receiving so many signs of DJ? So pay attention to that. I wish I had a little bit more context. So who's DJ? Boyfriend? Oh, ex, maybe. So I would pay attention to those. Don't get wrapped up into jumping into a conclusion. And I want to see if I get a specific answer on why you're seeing the signs here. Why is she seeing signs of DJ? I get the message he isn't done in your life. That doesn't necessarily mean, depending on the situation, that doesn't necessarily mean like rush in and make a silly choice, but pay attention to it and see what starts to turn up around it. I do get signs, never mind. I was going to say something about my experiences, but they're like, no, it'll confuse you. So I don't want to confuse you with my experiences on that one. I hope that helps. Annabelle, is anything coming from me in love or manifestation? Jade 888. Am I a psychic? You have psychic abilities. I feel like you're still honing them in. You could be, if that makes sense. It's going to take a little bit of work, but you're very intuitive, is what I get, Jade. you can channel as well, Jade, if you want to. Again, that might take some practice. You could definitely practice by pulling cards. What's going on with... anyway. Sorry. Needed 1 second there. So anyways, Banana Bell, is anything coming in for me in love or manifestation? Manifestation, yes. I think love, that will happen. I do think that's going to take a bit of patience. Definitely make sure you probably already are, but putting yourself out there on the Tinder or the Bumble or whatever feels right to you. And you know, I always like to say, like, just taking that action and putting yourself out there. I think I heard this from Lee Harris, but I tried it and it worked. So like just taking the action of putting yourself out there, even if you're not finding people on Tinder or a dating site, it just moves the energies in a way where like you're taking action and showing the universe you're serious. It'll bring love your way, or there's a greater ability it will. And it might not be right away, but for some of you it would be. It just depends on where you're at and who you are and what's coming in your life. But give love a little bit of time. It is on the way. Manifestations, yes, multiple, but I think it's going to be one by one here. And then, weird visual as they're showing, you know, the ark, and I'm not really biblical, I'm not really Christian, but they're showing the ark and leading the animal. You know how Noah had to take, in the biblical story, Noah had to take the animals onto the ark, but they're also showing like this line of, I don't know why they're doing this whole thing, but it was just pretty much the manifestations coming in one by one was the message. Brandon, what's your morning beverage? Prince Priestess. So I love coffee, and I haven't been drinking it the past week, so I just ordered some rasa, which is supposed to be a coffee alternative. I'll see if I get back into coffee here, but for whatever reason I was having some issues with it, so we'll see what happens. But typically I love me some coffee, and I don't have a morning beverage. I have water right now, which has been messing with me a little bit. Not intuitively, but just like usually when you wake up and you have something you really look forward to. For me, it was coffee. And then I remember, like, I'm like, oh, why don't I want to get out of bed? I'm like, oh, because I normally have that like one habit that I really look forward to. So I'm trying to replace that. So I have something to get me out of bed. Stephanie A921314 asked, will my body be able to handle going back to work? I get yes. Definitely be gentle. So overall, yes. You will build strength as you go as well. I'm not sure if there's a particular situation with your body where you're feeling like, I don't know if you're recovering from something or something happened where you're unsure. You'll be okay, but be gentle with yourself if you can be, is what I'm getting. You can handle it, is what I'm hearing. Oh, thanks, Stacia. Yeah, guys, do your best not to overly spam too much. It does really get a bit much with the Q&A and all the questions rolling through, and I very much understand you want to get a question answered. So maybe not over and over and over again. I think if you leave a little bit of space between your questions, that might be the better way to go. Weird one. Prince Priestess asks, any messages around acting for me? I forget what we talked about during the personal reading, Prince Priestess, that I did for you. I just very much remember enjoying the conversation. But any messages for you around acting? I keep hearing career change. I would stick with that, but I don't know if you'll want to make it your full focal points. But actually you will for a while. But hold on, let me see if anything like more specific comes through. It's like, I feel like you're gonna do something else, but stick with acting for now is something I'm hearing right now. And I'm so sorry if I'm not hitting on the specifics you're like wanting me to hit on about that. They want me to pull one Mother Mary Oracle card here. Our Lady of the Rose Child popping out here. And so this one came out in I think it was the Instagram exclusive tarot reading I did for last Tuesday. And I think we talked about this, but I keep hearing this word like you're blossoming and you're like turning into a new being. And I feel like there is a big like paradigm shift that has been occurring. I feel like you're going to come into a new thing you want to do. I think acting is great for now. I feel like you're going to want to do something else in the future. That's just a heads up. But it doesn't mean quit. Like I wouldn't quit necessarily. Does that help answer what you're like trying to get answered here? 'Cause I feel like the answer I get is there's more for you than acting. And I hope that helps, Prince Priestess, and brings some clarity. Feel free to, I don't know if I'll try to get to it, but if you have any like specific questions about it that I didn't get to, you can put it in and I'll try to get to it. I know there's a lot going on in Q&A here. MC831203 asks, what can I do to gain more money from my side gig? The first advice I hear is expand the offering. And so what does that mean? For instance, and I guess I don't really do tarot readings, but for example, if I'm doing like tarot readings or oracle card readings, I might expand my offering by offering Reiki as well and teaching Reiki. So if there's a way to expand what you're doing or offering, I'd look into that. And if there's a way to get to, this is going to sound a little bit, hopefully it's not boring advice, but if there's a way to get to a new audience, I would do that as well. And I feel like you're already trying that, but anything else more specific for you? And you might end up starting another side gig as well. And it depends on like how time consuming the one you're working on is. But there might be another model you can, I guess, transfer to or build that has a more sustainable income is what I'm hearing. But all that being said, I would stick with what you have going on. Try to expand your offering and include some just like additional easier ways that bring revenue. Like for instance, are there products you can bring in? Is there something you can build and add on that helps out? That's a lot of what I'm getting. And I know that sounds like a bit more standard advice. And so here's another thing I'm hearing right now. Keep going with it because a lot of the money is in how you adjust as you go along. That's something else I'm hearing for you. So I hope that helps, MC831203, and I hope you have a good day. Tree Nikki, any messages I need to know for my highest good? This has been happening a lot. Okay, so a couple things here. One, I feel like you're evolving. I think that's been going around a lot with a lot of people here. And I pulled this Two of Cups, and they did say, sorry, you might have a soulmate coming in. I don't know if you're seeing anyone. So if you're looking for love, you might have someone coming in that's more of like a soulmate energy. They're pointing my eyes also on this Two of Cups to this like little crown, this like leafy crown, like the Roman emperors wore. And one of the, it might not actually be a leafy crown, it might be a flower crown, but in the Gold and Black Tarot, it looks like a leafy crown. And one of the things they're saying is wear your crown with pride. And so what does that mean? I get the word like regal. I feel like you're stepping into more of a regal energy. That could be leadership. What else are they saying? It's a lot more like owning your value, if that makes sense. Also, they're putting my eyes to this like lion with wings or whatever it is. I don't know if that's supposed to be a bat, but anyways, what they're saying pretty much with that is be brave and bold is the message I'm hearing. I feel like you're going to need that, but not to worry at the same time. Let's see. Also, weird message. They're showing me a massage. I would potentially get a massage. and try to de-stress if you can. They're showing me 3 of Cups, which is very much celebration. So celebration up ahead. 100. There were 111 people here. If anyone wants to make a wish. Well, sorry, I jumble up my words sometimes when I'm like in and out of channel mode here, and I'm flipping all my cards right side up. Okay. So I hope that helps, Tricky Nikki. So pay attention to any like soulmate connections or energies. That could be friendship, could be anything. I just feel like there's important people coming in, so pay attention to that. Hope that helps. It's Sam. Will me and Aris ever be together? For better or worse, I am getting to move along with that. It's Sam. I feel like it's tough because there's high potential. I don't quite get that it's meant to be, if I'm being honest. So I apologize about that. But there is better for you, as good as a race may seem. I know that's tough. Because I know there's high potential with that one. But I don't know if it'll be quite how you expect it to be if you do get together, is one thing I'm hearing. So I hope that helps. It's Sam. Okay, I'm gonna try and find some older Q&A if I can, and then I'll jump in with chat. Lately, I've been jumping in between chat and Q&A, and just kind of like taking new ones, taking old ones as I feel called. Actually, I don't want to go to chat now. Anna TV. Should I continue making TikToks? Yes, I get yes, but I don't know if you will want to make it as much of a focus as something I'm hearing for Anna TV. I'm so sorry if I'm not saying that correctly. So yes, I think I would, if there's other projects you want to work on, I would shift your focus and keep doing it. Maybe come back to it in a bit if you're feeling a bit like it's not going anywhere. Okay. Oh, Mara Strepo Music asked a question. I'll get to that in a second. Sorry, they want me to answer something else right now. Lulu 101. Excuse me, Tuka. Will I become a successful K-pop idol? I would. Unfortunately, here's what I want to say. Body Pendulum's going to no. But don't let that limit you in your potential. You might want to shift your focus because you can be very successful, and I'm not here to kill anyone's dreams. My gosh, I'm the last person to say that. I do feel like if you want to be a K-pop idol, it's going to take a lot of work to get there, and you can do it. But you might want to do something else by the time you're getting closer to that goal, if that makes sense, because it does take a while, I feel, Tuka. That's what I'm getting. So don't let that answer limit your success and how far you can go in any area. Just I feel like there's other things in life that will fill you up way more, is what I'd like to say. Oh, official. What happened to Alexis Moon? Guys, just a quick reminder, if you get muted and you're like, what happened, just try to DM me. I will do my best to let Deja know to unmute you. And Deja is really doing her best to make sure chat and everything runs smoothly, and I definitely appreciate her. And so, sorry, I'm not trying to... Deja, you do a great job. I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say thank you and trying to let everyone know, hey, be patient. I might not be able to get to everybody, but sometimes spamming does kind of clog up the process as far as me getting to different questions. Assurable, is there other ways I can connect to spirits? Here's the message. I don't know if this will help, but what I hear is like any way you can think, you can connect with spirit, because spirit is everything, source is everything, if that makes sense. I get, yes, you can be a wife you will be a wife. Keep putting yourself out there. I don't know who asked that, but I saw that really quickly. So it's like the signs and synchronicities around you, pulling cards, because source is everything. It's like a way, the one tarot reader that I heard, it's like a way to get advice from God, because you're working with the universe. And, you know, so many tarot readers will be like, okay, what does spirit want to say? And you're really setting that intention that you're getting the information from the highest and best place, purest place you can get it from. So like cards are actually another way to connect with spirit, the pendulums, all the forms of divination, signs and synchronicities. Anything else in particular that would help you? For you in particular, Ashuriable. Because in a way, for me, it's like you can connect with spirit through anything and any avenue. Thanks, Destiny Adara, for the balloons and the bouncy ball, the beach ball, bouncing beach volleyball. There it is. For you, Ashuriable, what would help you the most? One piece of advice that seems to come through for people who want to hone in their connection is like, and it differs a bit from person to person, but some type of daily practice. Thank you, Destiny. Like pulling cards daily. It could be any deck you resonate with. It could be Mother Mary. It could be Archangel Oracle card. If you're like, I don't like the tarot, it's totally cool. You gravitate towards what works for you. That's what matters. But pulling cards daily, and then either just kind of sitting with it, meditating with the cards, seeing if you get anything, but something about a daily practice where you're working with your intuition that can really get you into the energy of connecting more with spirit. And I'll give you an intention or a mantra, however you want to use it. To me, mantras are another form of setting an intention, and that's how it works for me when I do it. Excuse me. I know different people have different approaches, but for you, one thing you could say is, I ask to connect with spirit in the highest and best ways for me to do so, whatever that looks like. Thank you so much, spirit, for making that so and bringing that into my reality with ease and grace. And something like that. It doesn't have to be as wordy, but something along the lines of, I ask to connect with spirit in the highest and best ways for me to do so. Please bring those avenues in, whatever that looks like. And that's like just an intention you can set to really manifest it as well. So hopefully between all those angles I'm providing, that gives you an answer that helps you, Ashuriable. Because you can connect. Thanks, Deja. Yeah. Deja, I appreciate you. You are definitely a light in the chat, and it's definitely a joy to have you here, by the way. So shout out to the moderators. Destiny Adara, are my manifestations too far-fetched? I get no. I don't feel like any manifestation is too far-fetched, to be honest. I really feel like I've seen some really incredible things, especially in recent times and going forward. Like manifestation energies are ramping up, and like things are moving so much faster, and it's so much easier to move through healing or anything you need to work through in order for manifestations to come in, if that needs to happen in the first place. I don't want to limit everyone and say they have to do that all the time for every manifestation, but if it comes up, that's what's happening, is it's coming up to work through it, so you can bring that in. I really feel like no manifestation is too far-fetched. Sometimes, depending on the manifestation, you'll have to put in the work. But I will say I've seen some pretty incredible things manifest for people that I just didn't... I didn't think they wouldn't manifest, but I didn't really think either way about it. They'd tell me like what they wanted to do. For instance, I'll tell this story. This one girl I know, she wanted to build this business doing this thing, but she's like, I hate video editing. I don't want to have to video edit. I don't want to have to do anything on that end, because it is like it's not her bane, but she just really, it was a struggle for her for whatever reason. She didn't like it. And so she's like, I just don't want to do it. And so what ended up happening was like it wasn't even 6 months, to be honest, of her telling me that. Like she was already doing work and other things to put herself out there, but she got contacted, or I don't know if she auditioned or got contacted by this like YouTube, this YouTube channel, and they wanted to have her be filmed for what she was doing. And so this YouTube channel had like 3.2 million subscribers, so she was pretty much getting out in front of this, if what I'm remembering about what she told me is correct. So she was literally manifesting. She's like, I don't want to do this. I really want to be able to do this, but without this. And it somehow just dropped in her lap. So I really want to say, like, it might seem far-fetched, but when you think of like you are everything and the universe is everything and the universe is infinitely potent and capable, there's always a way to bring something about. But sometimes you have to just keep showing up, if that makes sense. So like, yeah, you do have to take action in certain circumstances and follow your intuition on what you have to do. For instance, like, it's very difficult for someone to build a business on TikTok if they're not posting on TikTok. Like, you have to post on TikTok. But that's something I want to say to you. And you guys, as like, yeah, it's possible. And I just keep being shown it's possible. So, okay. It's Sam. Do I wait for A? Did I answer your question? Do I wait for A or move on with S? Oh, I did answer this. I said move on, and I'm getting the same thing again, like move on. I hope that helps. Okay, next question. Okay. Jen RN74 what is the future of my marriage? Okay, here's what I hear specifically, as it will last for a bit, but not forever. I feel like it's a good one, though. I think, here's the thing. Sometimes it's weird. Never mind, I don't want to say it. Sorry, give me 1 second to listen to my guides and then speak. What is the future of your marriage? Thank you. That's what I keep hearing, is it's going to last for a bit. It's not forever. It might be good right now, not totally. I feel like things might improve for a time. But I feel like there might be a lot going on that's hard to reconcile. You're probably going to end up moving on, or he is. And it's going to be okay. I don't know if it'll be that dramatic. But I feel like there's better ahead for both of you is what I'm hearing. I hope that helps, Jen. I'm sorry if that's weird or bad news. I hope you didn't. Hopefully you didn't just get married like yesterday. You're like, what's the future of my marriage? Like, ha ha ha. Here comes Brandon. Sorry, bad joke. But anyways, I'm just gonna trust that that was the right answer for you, and I hope that helps. Why is it E328? I mean it in the best ways. I really just want what's best for everybody. I'm not trying to break everybody up, I promise. Anyways, any message from my guides and anything on love? Okay, message for you. I do feel like this is okay. Interesting visuals. I feel like one of the messages I'm getting is this is a time for inner healing and inner growth. I feel like you kind of started the work, like in internal mastery are the words I'm getting. It's time to go a bit deeper. I do get love is on the way, and it's funny the way they're showing it to me is like a FedEx or UPS delivery, and it's like a package, but it's still in transit, still coming in. I do feel like love will improve, if that makes sense. If you're single, I don't feel like you've met the one, if I'm going to be honest, Liza, based on what I'm hearing, just so you know, if that helps you. I feel like there are good options around you. I would hold out just a little bit longer, because I feel like there's better ahead. They are showing me the Six of Swords, if that makes sense. And I didn't pull the card, they just showed it to me in my mind's eye. Showing me the Six of Swords, which is like moving on to better, moving from choppy waters to calmer waters. So what else? I do see, I get the words inner peace, and I want to get a little bit more clarity on what that means, because this visual I got was like you sat down, and then there was these flowers that kind of came out of your like womb area and like kind of surrounded you, and I got the words like inner peace. I feel like this is a time or will come to you where inner peace is on the rise, which might seem surprising to hear, but pay attention to anything that's bringing you inner peace or anything you can do to bring yourself inner peace. I feel like that will be a theme in the next year or so for you. Hope that helps, Liza. And you will be coming into inner peace, they just clarified. That's just what I just heard, so hope that helps. Okay. Next question. How will my move to Washington go? I get smooth. I do get it's a good move. I don't know if you'll stay there your whole life, Kara. Are you? No, you must be someone else. Sorry, I just talked to someone on the phone the other day about and they wanted to move to Washington. I'm like, is this the same person? I don't think it is though. It's not. Correct me if I'm wrong. How will your move go to Washington? Smooth. I think good move. I feel like there's a lot of lessons, but also a lot of really good experiences. And so, like, I'm hearing the words like you'll get more than you bargained for, and I'm like, okay, in what ways? I feel like it'll be a bit of a ride, but worth it is pretty much the answer I'm getting. And you'll have stability if you were worried about that. I'm like flipping through this deck, and I keep pulling out Pentacles cards, and that's the word they gave me. But don't be afraid to leave where you're leaving. It's worth the risk, is what I'm getting. Hope that helps. Okay. Next question. Joanna Boo 5. How can we get a reading? Yeah, if you go to the bio in my TikTok profile, the link tree is the first link is my website, and you can schedule a reading that way. Joanna Boo. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Next question. Interesting. I'm with Coas. Is the fear I've faced the past week fully healed? Almost is what I'm getting, because my body pendulum's kind of doing like a bit more of a swivel to no, but I hear almost. I do feel like you're still working on it. It will be healed in the future, at least mostly. That's one of those things that you might have to walk with hand in hand until it dissolves and kind of lovingly nurture yourself through, if that makes sense. But you will be able to overcome that fear, if that makes sense. I hope that helps. Oh, anything else? Not that I tried to exit but didn't. Let's see. I feel like you're really, this is happening for a few people, not just you, but I feel like you're becoming a new person. I'm with Co. So bear with yourself as things shift, because I think there's a lot of like internal baggage you're releasing, something I'm hearing. Next question. Hi, hello, Lena. Hey, how are you doing? Good to see you. Do I change careers and study what I have in mind? I'm getting no, weirdly enough. Hold off. It's like it's not a bad option. It's just not the best choice, is something I'm hearing. I would stick with your career for a little bit longer based on what I'm getting. And of course, your life is in your hands. Like this is like this is what I'm hearing. So don't feel like you have to live your life exactly how I tell you to. Trust your intuition and gut, of course. But I would stay for a bit and then see how you feel like in a year is what I'm hearing, or down the road. I feel like there's better for you than what you want to study, and that's more why they want you to hold off. I hope that makes sense. Hi, hello, Lena. And feel free to sit with that and do what you feel called to do. Sue Larson too. Did I do the right thing? I'm getting yes, at least for the most part. Mostly the right thing, and you did great. That's what I'm hearing. Hope that helps, Sue. Next question. Still there? Everybody here? Everybody here? Okay, I think we're back. You're welcome. Hi, hello, Lena. Will I be getting a new job soon? From Pearl. Triple orange heart. Hello. Yes. They're saying give it a month, and like yeah, I'm hearing so pretty positive cards popping out here for the most part. I definitely feel like it's worth it, but like the Fool popped out when I was just flipping through the cards. The Sun, a lot of good cards. So yeah, I'm getting yes. It's definitely worth it to get a new risk. Josie, will I come out of the spot I'm in? I get yes, you're not stuck, or you won't be if you feel like you are now, but you will get out of there. Leap of faith and the card of happiness. Yeah, how does it get any better than that? Destiny, you're such a good soul. They told me to say that. To like tell her she's a good soul. I'm like, okay. Won't hold back on that. Earl Rice too. How will it go for my son at new school? Okay. I flipped open to Ten of Cups, honestly. I do get it's going to be a bit of a learning curve. Weird message. He might refuse some of the affection that's offered his way at first, but he will grow accustomed to it. So let's see. It might be a little bit of a struggle at first, but I feel like he will flourish in the long term, is what I'm getting. So all will be well. They want to wrap that up with all will be well. Thanks, Jonathan, for the rose. Oh, who's talking about? Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, you too, Destiny. Someone was asking about cards, but I didn't see the question. You're welcome, RL Rice. Next question. Is everyone having a good day, by the way? I've been wanting to ask that for the past 10 minutes, and I haven't. But is everyone having a good day so far? Is everyone feeling good this full moon? Actually, so far the energies feel pretty good today to me. I like both of these questions. All right. Rose Ann Rainwater Smith asks, what is my sole purpose now that I'm retired? So there's a couple things coming to me, so hold on here. The first thing they were talking about is growing, but they were also showing kind of laying down roots and resting. It was just kind of getting in tune with nature, putting your roots down into the earth is what I saw. And soaking in rest. Of course, there's going to be more for you than just resting is not necessarily your life's purpose now that you're retired. Let's see what else comes through for you, Roseanne, because I know that's a bit of an interesting place where you're retired and you're like, now what? So a lot of what I'm hearing, it's not some big grand thing, but it can evolve into that. A lot of it I'm hearing is enjoy life, relax, get in touch with yourself. What have you been wanting to give yourself your whole life that you haven't yet, if anything? What are some of the experience you'd still like to have? Because it's weird because it's retirement, but it's also a bit of a growing period as well. And I feel right now cultivating inner wisdom. I don't know if you've ever wanted to do pulling tarot cards or readings, but I've always thought that's probably a good time to get into it because you have all your life wisdom, anything or gifts you've wanted to cultivate that you haven't, you can start doing that. And then you can kind of start to spread that wisdom if you want, unless you don't want to deal with other people, in case totally fair. But anything else for you that would be more of your your soul's purpose while retired? This is a very simple answer, but things I'm hearing are introspection, growing, and finding things that really bring you joy. And then I think at some point asking, what can I bring to others now that I'm taken care of? But don't overextend. I know, hopefully that's not too simple of an answer, but it's what I keep hearing. I'm trying to see if there's anything deeper for you. Because a lot of it, if you want to get down to it, cultivating peace and keeping your vibration high. Also, if you want to kind of help the collective, it's getting into your own good spot, if that makes sense. But I feel you're going to have a lot of realizations. Getting Tipsy Nails. Am I handling the situation with Bernie the right way? I think for the most part is the answer. I don't know the full... I don't have the full context right off the top of my... Well, just kind of get the full context. And they're nope. I'm okay. So what would be the best answer for you? I feel mostly they were saying the kinder the better, of course. I do feel like you're going to be fine, and you haven't handled it badly, is what I'm hearing. So hope that helps. Hila, 1989 asked, please do it for me. I really need your words. Yeah, let's see what comes through for you. Sorry, I'm pulling open a deck here. One second. Archangel Oracle card deck. So Ayla 1989. Here's something that pulled up. What I pulled was Seraphim Seraphina, and the words on the card are: "Be an ambassador for Earth, build your bridge to Source." But here's what I heard for you: was like this is the phase where you learn who you are, and I feel like this is a phase of self-study. Anywhere you can look at your patterns and come into the realizations you need to move forward in a different and more higher aligned way, the better. But definitely go easy on yourself as well. I feel like you might have struggled, and at which point, like my heart does, I'm sending love because I know that's not easy. Some of the other things coming through are you are psychic. I feel like you've had gifts your whole life is what they're saying. And I don't know if you've seen that or not, but that's something you can hone and develop. You do have, so two things. Ask for help, guardian angel. On this card it says, love yourself unconditionally and ask for help. And the message I heard was ask for help. So, like, ask for help from the angels, from people around you, from the universe. Archangel Hope coming through, beautiful card. Look for a cosmic gift from the universe. Remember, you deserve it. So pretty much this card is definitely like, yeah, there's like the universe is bringing you something. It's almost like a Six of Cups card in tarot, if you're familiar with tarot meanings, where like the universe is bringing you something that's for you. If you feel like you're stuck in a rut, I don't feel like you're going to be stuck in a rut forever. And this is also a bit of a purification process. That's what I got with the Archangel Gabriel card, which is Shimmer with Diamond Light, express your creativity, which creativity might be a good thing as well. Definitely like tune in with yourself, listen to your intuition with that card is what I'm hearing as well. Anything else for you, Ela? I feel like one of the messages I hear also is you're meant for more than you've been through. So even if things have been rough, they're not going to be rough forever. That's something I'm hearing. And sometimes when there's something good you're supposed to move to, not always, I'm not here to scare you guys. There sometimes can be a bit of a dark night of the soul period before like a higher part of your, again, like this isn't something everyone has to go through all the time. This might not be you. Not trying to limit anyone's experience here, but sometimes when we manifest something big or there's something bigger or something higher we're going towards, there's a bit of a dark night of the soul period beforehand, before you kind of expand into that new territory where things are brighter and higher and better and things are easier, and life is more like, oh, that's that big thing I was asking for. I don't know if that's your exact situation, but keep in mind, one thing I heard that if it's not for you, it's at least for someone out here. Lee Harris, who's a channeler, I'll gravitate towards sometimes. There's a concept he'll talk about. I don't know if it's a hard and fast rule, but sometimes when you go and he'll talk about like, oh my gosh, if the words would come to me, expansion and contraction. And sometimes like that dark night of the soul is that contraction, that really tight contraction before a big expansion, if that makes sense. And so one thing to keep in mind is like when things are really, really dark and tough and you're like, do I even want to be, I don't think you're in this place where you like don't even want to be here. I would really hope you're not in that place. But for anyone that is, like sometimes those are the things we go through before things get really good. And so like one thing that, that's just something to keep in mind. Actually, okay, they want me to say the full quote, and I hope this helps someone. But one thing that helped me when I was going through a really tough time, 2019, 2020, or before then, as I was coming out of that, there was this quote that was like, okay, if expansion comes after the contraction and things are really this bad, like, am I willing to stick around long enough to see like what's on the other side of this? Was a quote that Lee Harris said that was like, okay, I read that and like I was coming out of it, but I was still in the thick of it. I was like, okay, am I willing to see like what's on the other side of all this like stuff? And it's been really good. So I just wanted to put that out there for anyone who needs to hear that. And Hila, I don't know if that really totally resonated for you, so I want to rein it back into your specific situation and any messages that are for you. I do feel like for you specifically, this is a bit of a birthing process, and I pulled a Mother Mary, Oracle card, Our Lady of the Sacred Son, and what they said was birthing process. So I feel like you are birthing the new, so you might be headed into new territory. That's okay. You're gonna land right where you're supposed to be as well, and you will shine. By the way, there's this shine around. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a little baby Jesus on the card around his head, and what they wanted to say is you will shine. So put yourself out there as well, Hila, or start too soon. One thing they want to say is you're worth all the good things in the world for you. Hope that helps. Is how dark it gets equal to how light it will get? Not necessarily. I feel like what they're saying is like it usually gets lighter than it was darker. If that makes sense. And it's not a hard and fast rule. I don't want to say you have to go through that before something good happens. I don't want you to create that reality for yourselves unnecessarily. But if you find yourself going through it, that can be a way things show up, is what I want to say. Hope that helps. Beauty, love, spirit. Should I stay with my current employer or leave? I would leave, honestly, soon. I don't think it's worth staying, honestly, beauty, love, spirit. That's what I hear. Sharon R. Filter. I think I just came out of mine. Beautiful. I'm glad to hear it, because I know that those can be tough. Sunrise46.tv. Can you see my spiritual gifts, please? Intuition is a strong suit. Getting visuals, like you might be someone who gets visuals or visions. Definitely someone who's energy sensitive, like clairsentient, empath, feeling the energies around you. I feel like mediumship is something you could do, like empath medium are some of the words they're giving me. Anything else? And don't limit yourself to just what I'm saying here. These are just like, this is what I'm getting kind of off the bat. So anything else? I feel like one of the words I'm getting is you can channel, but you're going to gravitate towards mediumship. So that's something I would say for you for whatever reason. But that's some of the starting point. I think there's one more thing they want to say on the topic. So give me 1 second here. What else? I feel like one of the words they're giving me is like she can be a healer. So if you ever feel drawn to that work, for some reason they're showing like massage therapy, things like that. If you ever feel drawn to that, it might be worth looking into for you and seeing in like what fields do you feel called to regarding that. But you can do a lot, but those would be some of the starting points I'd offer. I feel like you're psychic as well. So hope that helps. Sunraz. I'm getting bombarded by butterflies right now. Oh, that's a sign. I love that. I believe I'm an energy healer from Sunraz. I'd get into it. I would definitely get into it. Casey Joe, what are Dwayne's intentions, real or player? I get somewhere in the middle, weirdly enough. I feel like what I hear is like a player who's trying to be real, but he's not. But he wants to be. But he will be. He might be if you give him time. It's one of those weird situations that's in between. So hope that helps bring any clarity to the situation. Butterfly Whisperer. I love that. All right, to the Q&A. Oh, I already answered that one. Lindsay83, I'm curious what will come through. Am I blocking my abundance from manifesting? I get no. I do feel like it is a bit of a patience and a waiting game. Make sure you're doing everything you can in the meantime to bring it about. If this applies to you, like what I'm hearing is don't delay or wait around too much for, I'd say the sooner you're taking action, the better. You're probably going to get abundance by building things like a business, a project, something along those lines. So keep that in mind. That's what I hear. I feel like, sure, like there are some subtle shifts you could make mentally, and maybe some emotional, the word they're giving me is clearing, that could help. So any type of, I don't really gravitate towards subliminals myself on YouTube, but if you do, try it out if it feels right to you. There are some that I feel are trustworthy. Just make sure you get a good energy from it and feels right to you and isn't weird. But that can help kind of adjust things energetically. But I would keep setting those intentions for abundance. I would do any, like, if there's a healer in your area that you trust, maybe go see a healer and see if there's anything they can help shift, help you shift that would bring in more abundance. You will have abundance, but I would be a bit patient here, which I know is kind of tough when you're like, where it be? And there's 88 people here, which was an abundance number, so I feel like that'll happen. Also, a weird thing is I would try to manifest luck and like ask for luck and generate that energy as well. To quote a practitioner, or something a practitioner, I'll give her a shout out, Anna Anthony, Anna's Synergy Healing on Facebook. I'll be drawn to get sessions from her, and she helped me out a lot in the past couple of years. But one thing she said that I really liked was like, you can kind of generate a lot of luck and like walk in luck by like, even like a mantra like, I am lucky. Just some type of intention to bring in luck. And one thing she said is like some of the biggest a-holes walk in luck. And then she's like, well, you don't have to be an a-hole to walk in luck. But that's just a tip, is like you can manifest that energy of luck. Like even if you're just like, okay, I walk in luck and light in the highest and best ways, I'm lucky. Something like that where you're saying a prayer or manifesting it. Just something to keep in mind. Okay. Miranda D. Lawson, I just got broken up with. Hey, I'm sorry to hear that. Is love on my horizon? Yes. Soon enough. I'm also hearing give yourself a little bit of space and time to heal. I don't feel like you'll have too much trouble finding love, honestly, Miranda, in the future. Excuse me again. Burping here. Okay. Oh my gosh, sorry. Okay. Isabella Lowly 14. Will I marry Gabriel? My body pendulum is swinging to yes, but bear with me before I give you a hard and fast answer. I get highly likely, and I hesitate to provide answers where people get very attached to the outcome, if that makes sense. But overall, very promising is what I'd say, Isabella. Hope that helps. Deja, keep studying. I think you'll do it. I think you'll pass that test. I feel like you'll pass it. But that doesn't mean don't study just because I said that. Study. Okay. Oh, Sheena 393. Interesting. Why have I been so anxious and shaky? That is going to shift. I would hold out. Have you? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you. Have you considered seeing a therapist about it? They might have some tools to help shift you out of it. I just. Sorry, I'll say this in a second. Um, why have you been so anxious and shaky? There's a lot going on in the world. I think there's some things in your personal circumstances that also cause some anxiety. I'm not sure if you're aware of it or not. Like certain people, certain places, maybe that give you the heebie-jeebies. But I feel like you're also picking up on a lot from other people, which doesn't help, and that can lead to anxiety and a bit of stress unnecessarily. So what would help you? So a couple things. They did want to mention potentially if you aren't seeing a therapist might be a good idea for you. And again, I've seen therapists before, so I'm not saying like there's anything wrong with you when I say that. The other thing, another modality I want to offer to you is looking into access consciousness. They have a lot of consciousness tools that can help with things like when you're picking up on other people's energies. So good book to check into with a lot of tools about that is Being You, Changing the World Is Now the Time by Dr. Dain Heer. They also have a lot of free videos on YouTube. And once you get familiar with how they kind of work with their tools, it gets pretty easy to acclimate and work with them in your own ways in your own life, if that makes sense. So those are two things I'd recommend to you. And while I was, and you're very intuitive, Sheena, as well. I don't know if you realize that, but sorry, I was playing with I just kind of like play with the deck while I'm talking. And if a card pops out while I'm talking, like sometimes my guides will do actions through me and I'll look at the card and it just kind of, one of the messages I got, like I pulled the High Priestess here while I was playing with the deck and they said you're very intuitive. So keep that in mind. I feel like you're very sensitive as well. So you will be okay, by the way. I feel like this is more of a phase, not something that's going to last forever. And my guides are telling me to drink water, so give me just a second here. Sorry, some of these usernames crack me up, and whoever just got unmuted, that was, I don't know, that was so funny to me. Anyways, I need 1 second, guys, and I'll get right back to the channeling, and we're not done. I just need 1 second to kind of recollect myself here. Okay. Okay, so spamming no bueno, see. Mosenia 1, should I remain patient in my relationship with M? I get a yes. I don't know if I'd wait around like another year, but I would be patient for at least a little bit longer, is what I get. Okay, back to the Q&A. Okay, Jenny Jean Spine, do I have any abilities that I should be utilizing? So, should is a bit of a hard question. So this is a common, they're saying I would definitely learn energy work if I were you. Honestly, this is manifesting. If you haven't been, I would manifest more. Excuse me, my gosh. Okay. Just releasing, I guess, with those burps. Do I have any abilities that I should be? They're saying manifesting, like manifesting what you dream, your goals, and not what you dream when you're in the dream state, of course, but your dreams, goals, and desires. I think there's a lot more potency to you than you realize that I think you might have yet to awaken. I think that's in like your manifesting and like energy healing and your personal life. I do feel like pulling cards would be a great tool for you, Oracle card deck, something that resonates with you. I think that would help. Weird message, but I would also like potentially lean on your friends more if you've been hesitant to do that. You know, the right ones that uplift you and are right for you to do that with. That's just a quick hint or tip they wanted to provide as well while we were at it. Any other abilities? This is like, I feel like it's one of those things where you kind of have to work with it and uncover the abilities and then like work with them. I think pulling cards is a great way to get started. But if you want to like watch, like pick a card readings on Instagram or YouTube, that could also be a quick way to get started with getting some additional info for yourself. Let's see. I feel like otherwise you're good. I think like yes, you have intuition. I feel like at least for the most part you could get into this work if you wanted to, but it might be a bit of a cultivation process is something I want to say. So I hope that helps, Jenny Jean Spy. Lady AJJ, is it possible for us to fix the relationship with my brother? I get yes, but it might take a lot of work. You might have to be patient with that. And you might have to give him a lot of space, is also what I'm hearing. Next question. Wood KN4, can you help me avoid being triggered by my ex? Well, let's see. So part of it is self-growth and development. So let's see. This is an interesting message, but I feel like it's not like you don't work on you, but the more you work on yourself, the more I feel like the less you'll be triggered by it. This might be obvious to you. You might be like, well, duh, but I don't know if you need to hear it, but they're saying like he doesn't really own you. And in some ways he might even like try to trigger you, but I'm not trying to get you more triggered by saying that. Let's see if there's anything that would actually help you not get triggered. So here's what I'd say. It's going to take a bit of self-work, and when you get triggered, one tool that you might take is like you'd sit and you kind of meditate with it, and you see it and you watch it until the realizations you need kind of percolate, if that makes sense. But even just like when you're triggered, like taking a step back, you don't have to go full-blown like enter a monastery and meditate, but even just stepping back and using your awareness and watching it instead of like getting wrapped up in it, that can help it shift. But the underlying pattern, what is the underlying pattern that's causing the trigger? I feel like in some ways, correct me if I'm wrong, that might have to do a bit with your self-worth. So honestly, also anywhere you're cultivating your magic with the unicorn there, working on that mystical side of life and like growing that way, but also cultivating your self-worth and just through meditation, through interacting with people who bring you up instead of down, whatever that looks like for you. I feel like that will help to walk you out of those triggers. Because in a way, those triggers are teaching you what you need to work on at this time, if that makes sense. And like, there's that, what he does really doesn't have anything to do with you. Even if you feel like he does things that are trying to get a rise out of you, it's still more him and his insecurity. If that's something that happens, then, it's not like you. Does that make sense? So those are a combination of those two, I think might help. I hope that helps at all. Because I know working through triggers can be a bit of a thing. Pudding, that username is just, I love it. It's cracking me up, and I don't know why I like that so much. But thank you, Pudding. I guess it's altar-esque. Yeah, I don't know if I specifically have like an altar, but I totally respect those that do and those that work that way. I guess I do my best to create sacred spaces and work with crystal grids, but I guess it is kind of altar-esque. It's just it's where I put my friends, their crystals and stuff. Okay. Next question. Crystalline 468. Am I wasting my time with Zach? I get no overall. Let me try. I'm gonna try and hit this question at a few different angles just to go a little bit further as well, just in case. Would it be in the highest good for you to move on from Zach right now? Not yet. I wouldn't move on quite yet. So a little bit more detail, guys, guides, source. I don't think it's a waste of time. I feel like you're learning a lot. I feel like you will move on to better if you move on, though. I would hold off just a little bit from moving on. I think there's just a few more things you're going to learn that are going to help you out down the road. Would it be a waste of time if you stuck around much longer? Not really. I think you'll definitely know when to cut ties, is what I'd say. It's just not yet. Product S by Rising Phoenix 83. Am I on the right path? Yeah, I get yes. And if you're not totally, you will be soon. In a lot of ways, I think like the universe is corralling you onto the correct path, just through certain life events. So you will be if you aren't, but overall I get that you are. Okay. Vivian, will I find a job that fits me this year? I get yes. It might be a little bit longer before you find like the perfect job. I feel like you'll find a job that fits you and where you're going though, this year, or something better. But the best is yet to come for sure. Rising Phoenix, perfect, spot on, awesome. Heck yeah. Next question. Evelyn, Evgirl156 asks, would nursing be a good fit for me? I get yes overall. There is better potentially. But as far as careers that will like suit you well and serve you, that's a good one. Worth going for it. I would say highly encouraged. And you can definitely handle it as well if that was a concern. Flower Rose 272. Lucy, does Eduardo's mom likes me? She doesn't dislike you. It's leaning more towards like. There might be a bit of indifference in a way, and that won't be the case forever. But for whatever reason, I'm just hearing there's you might find that there's a little bit of indifference there, which is good because she's not actively like going against you or anything. If that makes sense. Okay. Next question. So I am bouncing a bit between Q&A and the chat. So I try to answer some older questions and some newer ones. I kind of answer the ones I'm guided to. So there are a lot of questions in chat, by the way, guys. I do these for quite a while, and then there's there's about 88 of you now. But at a certain point, there can be like over 100 or sometimes 200. So a lot of questions build up. So be patient with me here. I'll try to do as many as I can here. Tiny Heathen 95, good to see you here. Is there anything my guides want me to know? The first thing I hear is be harmonious. I pulled Archangel Samael. Choose harmonious responses, act with wisdom and grace. I do feel like you are on to better, Tiny Heathen. Any changes you're planning on making, I feel like manifesting is going well, or any manifesting you want to do will lead to better. I feel like there is for you luck on the way as well, because on this card, I had this pile of cards sitting here, and on the top was Archangel Bappi, and there's this Robin. Oh my gosh! And they pointed my eyes to the Robin here, and they said luck is on the way. So that's it. I don't think you're quite as damaged as you think, Tiny Heathen. If you think you're damaged, I feel like there's a lot of beautiful healing upcoming if you don't feel like you've had the healing you need. And they're pointing my eyes to these blossom, these cherry blossom. Oh my gosh, I tried to unmirror the video so that you guys can see the cards and read it in the right way. But also, I'm used to it being mirrored. So if I move my card off the screen, that's what's happening. But they're pointing my eyes to these cherry blossoms, and what they said is you will blossom in the future. Gray skies will fade, and they will be replaced by the blue skies. And they're singing Lady Gaia. This card popped out, and then there's the Earth, and they started singing. You got the whole world in their hands. And what's the message there? I think you're going to come to a point where the world is your oyster, or like a lot of freedom, or you just have a lot of different directions you could go. If that happens, I would make the most of that time period and try to build what you want to build, if that makes sense. But I feel like there's a lot of abundance there on this card also. It might be difficult to see, but there's these earrings that she's wearing, and they look almost like grapes, and they kept saying like fruitful and abundance. So I think like you're going to be bearing fruits, which means there's abundance coming. And yeah, look, we have here comes the sun card of the deck, Archangel Aurora. Welcome the new beginnings. Let the sun shine in your life. So that's upcoming. I feel like you're coming out of difficulty or will soon. So have faith, Archangel Faith here. Everything is shifting for the better. That's what I get. I hope that helps, Tiny Heathen. Sorry, I'm scrolling through Q&A. There's a lot of questions. Masha de la Masha asked, can you do a reading on my love life? Yeah, let's see what... I opened the deck right to this card here, Archangel Camiel. Open your heart to give and receive love. Your essence is love. Really, it's coming is the message. I would hold tight. I do see a bit of a roller coaster in love that potentially you've been on. They're showing me a roller coaster, and they said roller coaster in love. So what else is coming here? I'm going to do a quick past, present, future. And let's see what comes through. What's the past card? Okay. What's the present and the future? Okay. Honestly, looking pretty good. Ace of Pentacles. I do feel like you have an offer coming here. So if you're single here, so here's the weirdly, I have a past, present, future here. So give me 1 second. In the past, we have the Sun card here. Maybe things weren't perfect. I feel like you might have had a lot of what you wanted, or things were looking up at least. But in the present card, so I want to get like an explicit message for the past. It's like they're kind of giving me that, that tale. Was it Tale of Two Cities, where it's like it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. But I feel like you're coming out of weirdness as well as something I'm hearing. Temperance. I feel like it's going to take a little bit of patience here, and love. I feel like there's people around you might want to be in a relationship with. Don't rush into things. I would definitely take a balanced approach. For instance, like the angel on this card, trying to get the perfect balance or ratio of water and wine, as some tarot readers will say. But I feel like if you're patient and like don't rush anything, and wait for the right person here, I feel like the angels are bringing you more of a destined partnership, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Future card here, where it's like the wheel is turning in your favor, where love is conserved. And I think it's like where before you had loss, it's like someone finally treats you right is what I'm getting. Anything else with the Wheel of Fortune card? I feel like where you think you don't have options, you have options or will soon. I also feel like news and love is coming. So what's that about? I feel like you're going to be getting like news and like maybe in the next few months here, you're going to be getting news, on like where you want to go in love. or from a particular person. I also wouldn't be afraid to manifest love, and like ask for it and like write down like the things you want, write down the boundaries list and see what shows up. I feel like you already are putting yourself out there. Otherwise, I would tell you to put yourself out there. And this is what's coming as well, Ace of Wands. So that's very much like an offer. Like there's a lot of passion, that's fire. I feel like you will have what you want, but be patient. And I know that's kind of a boring answer, but I hope that helps. That's what I'm getting. That's what the cards said. So that's what I get for you. Okay, next Q&A question. Yeah, hey guys, by the way, do your best not to spam. It does fill up the Q&A, and then I have like a page full of the same question, and then I'm trying to find, and sometimes it's a question I already answered, so just try to not to overly spam too much here. Maybe give it a little bit of space before you ask a question again. I know you guys really want questions answered. I totally get it, and I'll do my best to get to as many as I can, but I just want to put that out there. Not that you guys are doing anything wrong, just Cynthia, any messages from my angel? First thing I hear is like try not to get pulled around by people. If you want to go in a direction, I would go in that direction. And like I flipped open the deck to the Hanged Man, and that's some of the messages I was getting. I know that's not maybe not the traditional message or meaning of the Hanged Man, but I read intuitively and based on what my guides tell me. So I just say what they tell me to say. What else for you? I feel like there are a lot of important realizations coming for you, Cynthia, about where to go, about what's next. So another message here. There's this on this card here. I just had this half of the deck kind of just laying there, and the Queen of Pentacles was on top here, and they pointed my eyes to this little like goat boy. There's like a little goat at the throne here, and what they said was like pay attention to an Aries, potentially, and love. Don't get too attached on the sign, but for some reason they wanted to say pay attention to an Aries up and coming here. Here's a quick message too. There's these mountains on the back of the Queen of Pentacles, and the phrase they gave me when I looked at it, when they pointed my eyes to the mountains here, is like, she will move mountains. So if any challenges arise, definitely like rise up and know like you actually are more than a match for anything in your life that seems difficult or challenging. You can kind of push through pretty much anything they're saying. So please know you can make it through to the other side if something comes up. Anything else for you? I actually do feel like you're going to be coming into abundance as well. They gave me the phrase coming into abundance. So keep that in mind. In a lot of ways, I would recommend staying the course. You're on the right path in a lot of ways. So anything else that you need to know, what would be highest must for you to know, and what would help you the most? I feel like you're brilliant as well. I don't know if you need to hear that, but I feel like there's brilliance to you. And what would help you the most? Just make sure you're taking care of yourself, by the way. Like a little self-care goes a long way. So make sure your needs are met. Make sure your cup's not dry. Make sure you're doing things to fill yourself up in life. If you have a lot of choices in life right now, or will soon, the right one's going to become pretty obvious here in the near future. Because there are potentially there's like 7 of Cups here. There's a lot of cups that aren't necessarily right for you. And here, High Priestess popping out, like, yeah, you're going to know what the right one is for you. It's going to become obvious. So that's what I get for you. I hope that helps you. Cynthia, anything else? So what's next? Missy K 1028. Do my guys have anything for me? Okay, so don't freak out. Promise not to freak out. Okay, don't freak out. So Tower came out, but the message I heard with the Tower, my guys were like, good Tower, the best Tower. Maybe not the best, but that's just like, sometimes the Tower comes and it's a scary card, but I heard good Tower with this, and right behind it was the Ten of Cups. So if there is what some readers would say a Tower moment, which is like a big change, and sometimes, honestly, I'll say this afterwards. We can debate the Tower. Just kidding. I do see like there's change coming up, or will soon, or there has been change, but it's actually leading to victory, to more fulfillment in the right direction. Any big life changes, actually a good thing, Misty K, is what I'd say. I do feel like you as well are on the right track. Let's see. So I pulled the Five of Cups popped out, and I'm getting the word abandonment with it. So give me 1 second to like see what the heck this means. I guess the message I hear is like, one, you're not abandoned by God. The universe is looking out for you. And sometimes it can help just be like, okay, universe, show me that. Show me you're looking out for me. Please look out for me. Sometimes asking for help and setting those intentions does help to like, the universe shows it to us in a more direct way. Through some of the life events. So they want me to say the whole thing. So there's one reader I watch, and I really like how he reads the Five of Cups, and they want me to do the same thing, where it's like, when you have this Five of Cups here, it's kind of like the way he talks about it is like, okay, you might have lost something, or the dude lost his taste for wine, or he's kind of upset about some like loss, but the way that this dude reads tarot, that I watch sometimes, he'll be like, but if this dude turned around, he'd see these two cups and this bridge that leads to this castle on the other side. So it's kind of like, don't cry over spilt milk, but it's like anywhere you feel abandoned, you actually have better on the way, to clarify that message and that story, is something I'm hearing. One more. Sorry, my card deck fell. Flip. Okay. What's the message here? Weird message. So I actually haven't pulled this card yet. It's a newer deck for me. Our Lady of Innocence, and so I feel like in some ways you're realizing how innocent you really are. Sometimes it's easy to blame ourselves, and I do think accountability and self-responsibility, muy importante, but at the same time, sometimes you're actually innocent. And deep down, like, a lot of the patterns, like the thoughts, the biological urges we encounter, a lot of these things are genetic and cultivated over, millions of years, and they're not really our fault that we have them. So it's very interesting to me when there's people out there who judge, and I'm not saying like, don't try to do what's for the highest good and what intuitively feels right to you, because yes, you want to handle your certain biological urges in ways that are respectful to other people. Yes, of course. I get it. But at the same time, like, there's no reason to shame them or to blame them. All these patterns, these thoughts, these emotions, our responses that we kind of, the human body developed over, so many years, so many centuries, or and thousands of years. Like, of course there's things that aren't necessarily like your fault. You came in, you incarnated, and you're experiencing this world through your body. So realize in some ways like who you really are, pretty innocent, but that doesn't mean don't work on yourself and don't work on these patterns and don't love this body until some of these quote unquote issues dissolve. It just means the message in general is like you're more innocent than you realize in a lot of the areas of your life. So that's the message. And of course, take accountability, sit with that and see where that's true for you. That doesn't mean like, yeah, everyone's the problem. It just means, don't blame yourself where you don't need to blame yourself. I hope that helps, Misty K. But yeah, I think one thing I wanted to say about the Tower, or we were talking about the Tower, was I really feel like sometimes people want the Tower. Like sometimes you're in a situation and you're like, God, get me out of here. And so you kind of want that big change where you want to move or there's an upheaval. So I feel like the Tower can actually be a very positive card. It doesn't always have to be like terrifying experience, if that makes sense. UPASN A3333, can I have a card in Love Life? Yeah, let's see here. Weird message. So Archangel Bakpi, I just kind of opened the deck here randomly, and I still have it. It's time to fly. Listen to your intuition. I guess in general, I would, if you're stuck on anyone, don't be. I would move along, if that makes sense. Excuse me. Let's see here. It's like, it's kind of, excuse me, my gosh. It's kind of time to not get stuck on anyone, is what I'm hearing. I think the more you're working on yourself and soaring, because there's two cards I just pulled here with birds flying on them. There's Archangel Bakpi with all the burbs, and then there's Archangel Uriel with the hawk. And I used to a lot when I'd pull this card, my guides would give me the message fly high with this card. But really what I'm hearing is like the more you fly and like cultivate, like, this is weird, like, weird message, inner compassion and inner peace, and kind of elevate yourself, the more love is going to come to you, is what I'm getting for you. Brandon, pretend you're a fish. It's time to drink water. I love that, Deja. Yeah, you're right. I'll finish up on this card pull and then I'll drink water. And I forgot your username. It was like up as no 3333 or something like that. I would also try to be playful in love, like these dolphins on this card. Dolphin spirit animal has a lot to do with play. Also, dolphins have a lot to do with healing. I'm also hearing inner child, which might not be the traditional meaning of dolphin spirit animal, but that's something they're saying. So I would play. I would do things that are like healing to you, and kind of weird message like take the edge off. And I don't mean take the edge off as in consume certain substances that take the edge off, but cultivate the inner compassion and healing that takes the edge off of life. I feel like you might be someone who's hard on themselves and you don't necessarily need to be. By the way, there's a full moon on this card and it's the full moon today, so happy full moon, everybody. I would make a wish in love sometime soon. This is also kind of a make-a-wish card for me, and I'm frequently guided to say make a wish, just because she's kind of, oh my gosh, the not mirror is messing with me, but she has that, she's doing that making a wish with the dandelion thing. So you will have happiness and love. That's part of the message as well. You will find somebody. But for some reason, cultivating compassion is a message they really want to say to you, whether you've already been working on that. And a lot of it is inner compassion. I think you're transmuting some old ways that will help future love endeavors. Hope that helps. Okay, Deja, time to do the water thing. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Guys, are you cool if I do a quick general reading for everybody? I want to do a general reading really quickly. Wait, but why was that good? The water? Because I needed water. It's just okay. Yeah, general reading. Let's do it. I might go into a full channel mode and do a channeled message. They've been doing that kind of weekly recently, so we'll do that too. Okay, they want me to channel. So let's see, like, I will end up maybe pulling some cards, but what are some of the messages for everyone that would be highest and best to deliver? So one thing I hear first and foremost, okay, they want to channel. Give me a second. It will take a bit. It might take me like 30 seconds to get into full channel mode. You'll know when it happens. Welcome. Welcome, welcome to this full moon. We are so happy to be here speaking with you today, for it is the end of an era, and we have been saying this in so many ways, in so many general readings through Brandon, in so many TikToks, and so many lives. It is the end of an era for so many of you coming into the end of this year, 2021. And yes, it might take a bit of a dragged out time from the human perspective, because yes, some of these end of the era messages do kind of ascribe to perhaps a longer period of time than just today. But all in all, we are hitting a benchmark here. You are hitting a benchmark here with the collective, with humanity, where you are closing out old cycles for good. A lot of the ways that the world used to work are faltering and are pretty much just not working anymore. Or you will see a lot of that in some of your major institutions. You will see a lot of the game that has been played, much like in The Wizard of Oz. The curtain was pulled and the wizard was exposed for who he truly was. You might see a lot of that happening, and none of this is to scare you. It is simply to let you know that there is a lot of truth coming online for the collective, and it is a time where a lot of the things that were cultivated on Earth that no longer really belong on the new Earth, on the 5D Earth that so many of you are helping to create at this time. So many of the things like warfare, so many of the things like violence, yes, while they are in the collective, they are like pockets of darkness that are being poked and exposed by source, by spirit. So you will see these things playing out. We are not saying this will end overnight, much like we said. When it is the end of an era, it does still take time to transition into the new one. But what you are seeing is some of the confusion of transitioning from one energy to a new energy, from hopping from one side of the river to the next side of the river, from hopping from one land to the next land. So you might see a lot of confusing events playing out. You might see a lot of things that don't seem quite right, or like they don't fit in a world that is of spirit. And you would be correct. A lot of the events that have played out traditionally on Earth, while being of spirit, while being spirit incarnate here, experiencing them, are not necessarily of the highest light, and that is what is shifting. So the more you are showing up, the more you are cultivating peace for yourself. Inner peace, peace around you, peace in your environment, and ensuring that you don't let yourself get dragged around by external events that seem more old world, if that makes sense. The less you get caught up in the madness of what is being purported as what is happening, that might not actually be what is happening, by your news facilities, by your internet, by certain bigger industries that want you to believe a certain thing. The more you are cultivating the higher vibrational within you and in your life, the more you will start to see that expand in the external world. Now is not the time to get dragged down into the muck of the external experience. Now is the time to cultivate peace within yourself regardless of external circumstance and the story that's being sold. And we do not say don't have compassion. We do not say don't say prayers. We do not say don't do the healing work that's for the highest good for others and for yourself. And we don't say don't manifest the highest and best for those who are struggling. We also say to help those who you can help without overextending yourself, who need that help. That is part of building the new earth, is that loving connection that can be built through extending a loving hand when you feel so guided. For sometimes it is not always the right time for you to do so. Sometimes you must step back and let the universe bring someone else in to help everyone. For if you try to save everyone, it just will not do very much for your inner peace we were just talking about. Would be good for you to cultivate, if that makes sense. So the main message we want to say is end of an era. Please cultivate inner peace. Please cultivate that peace in your life as you can. And if you are not sure how to go about that, we always offer the tool of ask, what will it take for peace to show up for me? What will it take for me to have inner peace? And you might find that there is also an energy of peace that flows along with this channeled message, and the energetic transmission that flows from source when someone channels. There's always an energetic transmission. So when you encounter channeling, there's so much more than just the words at play. There is the energy of the message. There is the frequency of the channeling at work. So all of you who are drawn to channeled work, we will tell you there is so much more you are getting out of it than just the words. Those of you who hang out on maybe not even just this live, but with any other channeler, you're getting so much more than just the wisdom that they might pass along with their intuition. You are also exposing yourself to the frequencies that will help you go higher. And when you you go higher, you can start to bring through those frequencies yourself to bring other people higher. And as such, there is a domino effect that helps to uplift the collective in general. And this brings it back to the point of cultivating inner peace. When you cultivate that peace, either through changing your life circumstances by removing yourself from others who take away from your peace, by turning off the news and turning off something that brings you calm and healing instead. When you cultivate these frequencies, you bring that more out into the collective yourself, and you become a part of contributing to the awakening of humanity, the expansion of the collective, and then the building of a new earth that you would all very much like to see here, with more kindness, with more compassion, with more people being online. With their gifts, with more people being who and what they truly are and contributing what they came here to contribute with their soul, which is very much already underway, yes, but it will be less hidden and more exposed and more direct than ever before. The new era you are creating is one where there won't be so much violence, for everyone will be more in tune with their souls, their emotions, the energies around them. And as you have realized, you yourself may have become quite more empathic in the recent years, and many people around you have been waking up more. As such, as people become more empathic, yes, there is a bit of a crisis, because this is not the world as they knew it worked before. This is a new thing for them. But as people become more in tune and aware of others around them, they gradually begin to shift to a higher frequency that is more respectful to what others are going through. They are more aware of their actions and the effects that those actions have. So please trust that while it is a confusing awakening and a confusing end of an era, the moon phase, as some of your tarot card readers might say, won't last. You are venturing into a greater dynamic with the universe at large, and with your human collective in general. You are venturing into a higher dynamic with and between yourselves. That is the message. So we hope this finds you well and brings you a message of hope, and lets you know that all is not lost despite what certain news outlets might say, certain people on social media. All is not lost, and far from it. You are in the right direction. It's just that sometimes an end of an era might not be as clean as you would like it to be. And that is the message. Well, I hope that was good. My eyes feel weird after that one. You're welcome, guys. Give me 1 second. Oh, thank you. You're welcome, guys. Okay. I do want to pull cards for everyone, too. For everyone here, what's the best? Our Lady of Miracles manifest miracles. I think for a lot of you guys here, you guys are so welcome. I appreciate you guys in the best of ways. Things do feel negative and ending, so that was a more hopeful message. Yeah, for sure. So the card I get as well, don't touch my lasagna. That's I like that username. Sorry. So anyways, so card number 11 here, Our Lady of Manifest Miracles. I feel like there are miracles coming in for a lot of you guys. And some of them might be smaller. Some of them might be big. Excuse me. But in some instances, I think where you might think all hope is lost, I feel like there is like a miraculous turnaround. I feel like this might be for the collective as well. And don't ever be afraid to like pray for or ask for miracles. I feel like you guys will be surprised what you can manifest as you do that, if that makes sense. I just realized I should probably adjust this so the card isn't like behind all the chat. So pay attention to miracles, ask for them, praying for them. I feel like they will come through. I feel like also the message is there's a more miraculous time ahead. There might still be some challenges for some of you. Here's what I love to say. I'm not going to guarantee things are going to be like perfect. But I'm also not going to limit it and say it can't be, is what I like to say, because I've noticed sometimes when I'm watching a reading, sometimes the words can really have an impact and like sometimes manifesting the outcome. And I don't do these readings just to manifest things. I do just bring through what I get. But the reason I say that is sometimes I've had tarot readings I've watched or gotten, and like when they said life was going to be a certain way, the energy that I felt like from that reading was really good. I'm like, okay, yes, let's move that direction. But then they would say something along the lines of like, I'm not saying life is perfect because life is never. But then like the energy shifted. I'm like, okay, there's still that good thing, but like when they said that, like the energy of like that future possibility really shifted to more. And I'm not saying you're limited to what I say or what another reader says, because you can always say like, okay, how does it get any better than that? How can that show up in the best ways? But the reason I say like, and maybe this will help someone out there who hears this. The reason I say like, I'm not going to guarantee things are going to be perfect, but I'm not going to limit them to not be, is because like, I'm not going to guarantee things are going to be perfect, but I'm also not going to limit them to them not being perfect, because what if they can be? So that's my whole spiel on that. I'm sorry to go on a tangent. Let's see here. I do feel like for a lot of people here, at least for this full moon, I would definitely take at least 10 minutes to go within and see like what happens for you there. Just because there's a lot shifting. And a lot of the weird energy what I'm getting right now that might have been prevalent for some of you, if you've been noticing that, is like, it's like internal in the best way. It's almost like you might like internal like shifts or not tweaks but adjustments, but they're more minor. It's not like you're getting a whole new operating system, but there was a lot of change that was ushered forth with the Lionsgate, so we are seeing a lot kind of, and it's good things to be toppled, but we are seeing things topple to bring in new things that can be built on top of those things. So that message that came through in the channeling, like end of an era, definitely still applies big time. It's just like, pretty much the message is anything ending in your life, it's going to be okay. It's a good thing. And it's like the blessings aren't too far off. There is hope, and it's not a hope where it's just like, hey guys, let's be hopeful. It's more like there's actually hope. So, what's this message? So Our Lady of the Sacred Hearth coming out next. And just for anyone who tuned in, it's a general reading, and I got right back to Q&A in a second here. So Our Lady of the Sacred Hearth, and I do get Threshold with this, which is really not harping, but it's getting into that end of an era message even more deeply. So any messages with this, I do get Grace. I do feel like, I've said this to a lot of you guys individually, I think, but there is like a new you on the way. And it's a new you that can like thrive more than ever before. So you might feel like there's a bit of a shedding process, and I feel like that's been going on and going around. So don't worry too much. But things honestly will get better is some of the message. So I hope that resonates and makes sense to you guys. Again, pay attention to, in the highest and best ways, like fire as a sign. This card is just very fiery. And I feel like, so if you see fire around you, I'd say that's more like, here's what I want to say, weird message, but like fire, if you start seeing fire around you as a sign, I feel like that's a promise that things will get better from the universe, or just a sign that things will get better. So keep that in mind for you guys here. I don't know why. Oh my gosh, I flipped open to Our Lady of Promise right as I said that. It was just hidden in the deck. So I'm just going to trust what came through then. So I do feel like a lot of new ideas are hatching for people too. So it's kind of like a kickoff with things you've been trying to bring in. Anyways, hope that resonates and makes sense. That's kind of one more card. Sorry. Nine of Pentacles. I get the word plenty. You will have plenty for you guys here in this general reading. I feel like you guys will have plenty. So again, I'm not saying things will adjust tomorrow and you'll wake up with $1 million in your bank account. But as things progress and as you keep working on you, the challenges, I think a lot of challenges are going to fade here. I'm not saying they're over yet, but you will have plenty in the future. So keep going. And everyone's upgrading still. Again, I feel like I say that like every few months. Um, okay. Thank you, Brandon. It makes all the sense. Perfect. Thanks, Destiny. I'm grateful to hear that. Love you too, Deja. Love you guys too. Okay, so back to Q&A for a bit. And Brebs, anything my spirit guides need me to know as I transition? I feel like they're really holding your hand through the process. I feel like you have a lot of divine support through what you're going through, is something they're saying. I feel like you are on the right track. Whatever transition it is, I feel like you've probably known you've wanted to do it for a while. Let's see here. Anything else for you? Yeah, so Lady Gaia, your challenges are lessons you are loved and welcome on Earth. I feel like in a lot of ways you're meant to transition, so stay the course with it. What else is coming through about it? Anything else more specific? I feel like anything you feel like you need to do, by the way, I would not delay it. I would really like jump on it if that helps. Brabs, I don't know if it's quite a time to sit still for you too long. I hope that helps. Let's go through a few more. Ace 1. What do my angels have for me, please? I think for you, actually, the message is to go within. If you have any inner conflict, because I pulled out 501s here, they're talking about resolving inner conflict. And just, here's a weird message, but I would try to make sure all of you is going in the same direction, like in life and in what you want. And definitely try not to get pulled around by other people's opinions. I would try to take a leap of faith. If you don't feel like there's a leap of faith presented to you, then that I don't necessarily mean like try to make one out of thin air. But if something presents itself to you, or if you've been thinking about taking a leap of faith, the Fool is popping out here, so I want to say that as well. I do feel like you have gifts from the universe coming in, but I do think it's going to be a bit of a patience period. They also want to say like you're going to be okay. Again, like no matter how perturbing things might seem in the outside world or in your current circumstances, things are going to be okay and resolve nicely, but you are going to have to trust here. If anything happens or has happened that's been heartbreaking, try not to be too heartbroken. I think the universe is, what I'm hearing is the universe is going to be bringing you the healing you need, but it's going to be one by one thing. Like, it's kind of like this thing happens, and then this thing happens, that's healing, this thing happens. So, and those aren't like struggles coming in, that's like different things that are healing. But I really want to say you'll be okay and you'll be taken care of, is what I want to say. So I hope that helps, Ace. Tony LMT, ciao. CHAOS, does Brandy want a relationship with me? So overall, yes. If you're talking about romance, I also get the word undecided. So because like my body pendulum went more like of a no yes. So it's like overall it's a yes. But I feel like there's still some indecision with that, if that makes sense for your situation. I hope that helps. Okay. You might end up walking away. Just a heads up, something, because the Eight of Cups popped out here, which is like a walking away card. But Eight of Cups does lead to fulfillment. It does lead to wish fulfillment. So, So I hope that helps. And that doesn't mean tank that if you still have hope for it. That's what I'm seeing right now. Mia Jonkers, I think you asked this a long time ago, and it just popped up in my Q&A now. Was boundaries with my family the right move? I get yes. It's more of a strong yes. So yes, you're gonna have to be patient with them. let's see. I'll answer a few more, guys. I am getting to end the live soon, so I'm gonna honor what I'm getting with that. I'm gonna try and answer a few more and do what I can here. I'm not done yet, but I'm gonna. Julie X1997. Brandon, anything for me, please? Let's see. So I have Archangel Azrael popped out. Archangel Azrael is, it is time to let go, prepare for change. And the message I get is like, you are changing. I feel like there are a lot of new phases coming into your life. So I would also very much pay attention. I think there's a lot of synchronicity coming in for you or around you, a lot of signs and synchronicity. But I feel like you have change knocking on your door, and I would really not fight it. I really think some change might be painful at first, but it's actually leading you to better in the long term. One quick message they want to remind you of, it's like you have infinite potency. So you have a strong ability to manifest. So I would definitely pay attention to how your manifestations are showing up and like keep writing those down and seeing what shows up. Let's see here. There's a lot of cards like jumping out at me. I do get the word self-soothe with this card. Archangel Perliamic, let nature soothe you and serve the nature kingdom. So anything you can do to like be soothed. Oh yeah, definitely trust your gut and your instincts. This card popped out. Wolf Spirit Animal, very much about trusting your instincts. But this card popped out and I wanted to try and get a message from it and I didn't get one yet. So I think Julie was your username. Let's see. Here's the message I get. Open to receive. And what they're kind of showing me, they gave me the words open to receive. There is grace coming in for you, but you might have to let go of a few things to receive some of the new and like the blessings that are meant for you. And it's new and improved, by the way. So keep that in mind. And like this Archangel Mallory, this woman, this Archangel has her hands open to receive, if that makes sense in this card, the way they're showing it to me now. And I'm sorry, it's not mirrored, so I'm like trying to figure out how my hands work with this setup when it's not mirrored. But that's what I'm getting there. Anything else? I think that's it for you. I hope that helps. So pretty much change on the horizon. So please let go of anything that's holding you back. So I'm hearing something as well about death energy, but it's not like death. I don't think it's about people dying. It's more like, death of the old. So I would definitely try to put to rest what doesn't serve your highest good. So this live is recorded. So if you missed something, it will be up on YouTube. So I'm gonna answer a few more here. Desi Lore Uno, is it best to leave my current relationship? Weirdly, the answer I get is on the fence. I don't think it's the best to leave yet. It's almost half and half. I would stay for a time unless you're really feeling the urge and things are really not looking good. If there is abuse, definitely don't stay. So anything else for you? Weirdly, I would stay on the fence for a bit. And that's not a great answer. Is it best to leave your current relationship? Overall it's no, but it's a very much like a yes, no. So it's a very much like not a strong answer or no. So stay in it for a bit. I think there's going to be a certain like trigger or like key phrase that you hear or that's when you leave. But it's just like it is time soon, but it's not time yet. And that's a weird answer to give, but that's kind of what I'm getting. It's like it's good for you guys to be together right now, but I don't know if that's going to be forever is something I'm hearing. I do feel like there's a chance for recovery unless you feel that's not the case. I feel like you could work things out if you wanted to. So I know it's a very like it's kind of like a you'll be fine either way answer. And I know that it probably seems a bit more big and stressful to you than that, but that's, I know that's probably not super helpful, but honestly, the answer I get to wrap it up is stay for now. And normally I do get a more cut and dry answer, so it's interesting I'm not for that one. Okay, try and get some other people here. Min and Nicole, 8787, they started saying that every little thing's going to be all right. Message, full card popping out here. I do get new beginnings. If you're going through any heartache, it won't last. And like moon card popping out here. If things are confusing, like for now, they won't be. I think if things feel like they're falling apart, by the way, it's for a good reason. I feel like you're actually being led more onto your life's purpose and more to what you're supposed to be doing here. But sometimes there's a bit of a deconstruction process before that comes in fully, if that makes sense. So really, they really want me to provide the reassurance that everything's going to be okay. I would also ask for and manifest grace. I feel like that's coming in for you. And also, like, weird quick messages. They're like, pay no heed to people in the past who try to bring you down. You're meant for better people around you. And that's... I feel like you're actually really cool. Is something that they're saying as well. So I hope that helps and answers some of what you're going through, Amanda Nicole. Okay. Let's see here. Next question. Anna Banana 41, good to see you here. Will H love me? Sort of. Body Pendulum is going yes, but it's not a big, strong yes. So I want a bit more detail. So will H be in love with Anna Banana 41? I get like, yeah, it's like for the most part. Let's see. There's like a yes, but, and I'm trying to get what the but is. So will H love you? Here's what I get. It's like overall a yes, but in some ways you might not like how he loves you, is what I'm hearing. I hope that makes sense for that situation. And here's what they want to recommend for you as well. Is the Empress card popped out, and they were saying stay in an Empress energy, because it's like know your worth, and know like you deserve love, and love will find you. Is something they're saying. Anything else in the situation? If this is a love situation, give H a shot. I would say. I feel like it can go well. I feel like if you let it play out, you'll get a lot of the answers you need as well. I hope that helps, Anna. All right, my guys are saying that's it. So anything else? Should I do more questions? I can do one more. I'll do one more. Okay. One more here. Thanks, Brandon. Really happy to see and hear your message. Thank you, Ruda. My drawings grow and like, that's awesome. Yeah, and your drawings have been looking awesome, Ruda, on Instagram, by the way. Was the diamond in the bathroom a sign? Yes, I do get that, Deja. I do get that diamond in the bathroom was a sign. Sorry, my guys are really telling me I need to end it, so I'm sorry. I'm not trying to skip questions. But by the way, if you wanted to go deeper, I do offer personal readings through the link in my bio, so you can schedule with me there. A diamond in my path, usually a very good sign. So yeah, you're welcome, guys. I'll be here next Sunday. I do this at 10 a.m. Central Time. And it's an hour later than I used to, and I think I used to do it an hour earlier, and I switched to 10 a.m. like a couple weeks ago, and I think some people were thrown off. Oh, you're welcome, Destiny. I hope you have a good day too. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope you have the best week for you too. Always good to see you. But guys, I love you. It's always fantastic to see you and get to do this for you. Always a blessing and a treasure. So I'll see you in a week. Is there anything else I should say before I part ways here with you guys? I hope you guys have a great week. I hope to see you here next week. It was an honor to get to do this for you guys. One thing to keep in mind if this calls to you, I do tend to post some Instagram exclusive content. Oh, there's a couple things I want to say. So if you want to see some of those Instagram exclusive like readings, I do readings every Tuesday. You can go there. Also, I did do a podcast recently that I'll post it on TikTok here in a second. It was the Brave to the Bone podcast. Tanya, who runs that, interviewed me. It was fantastic. So if you're curious about that, you can check that out as well. I don't have a link to it, but if you look up Hey Starborn, you can look that up by Googling Brave to the Bone podcast, and it's pretty much on all the places. Your posts on TikTok are my favorite. Thanks, Destiny. That means a lot. It really means the world to me that you guys resonate with these, and you receive good things from what I'm posting. So I get tongue-tied sometimes. So it means the world to me, guys, and I'm so grateful you guys were here. And I hope I'm wishing all the best for you going forward. I'm gonna awkwardly, slowly end the live because I do that, and I'm really definitely asking for the highest and best from the universe for you guys. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next Sunday. Okay? Bye-bye.